Aloha and welcome to our second week of application design. This is part two on Meteor, and I'm super psyched about this module. I think it's going to be a real interesting one for you because what we're going to do is essentially um, have you build little extensions to three sample applications that I built to kind of scaffold your learning of Meteor. The first one's called Meteor Application Template React, and we can go there and see it. And it's basically um, a template system that creates a tiny little CRUD application with a tiny little backend collection and so forth, and lays out the file structure, lays out a few sample pages, and gives you just enough, provides an accounts package, gives you just enough to get going without kind of too much code. So it should be pretty simple for you guys to understand it. And what you'll be doing is making a simple extension to this system where you'll be actually modifying the underlying collection in a certain way. This is different from last week where you were kind of just fiddling around with the page creation or the page formatting to incorporate um, the React neighborhood bar issue. And you're going to see there's almost 80 minutes of screencasts that I'm going to be asking you. If you haven't seen them already, I want you to review them. Again, my view of the way you're going to get comfortable with Meteor most quickly is by looking at a lot of code that works correctly, that is designed according to Meteor best practices, and that hopefully will kind of give you the sense of how you do things and give you code snippets you can go back to. So Meteor Application Template React is a nice one, although the problem with that is that the form is really pretty simple. So the second system that I want you to look at this week is called Meteor Example Form React. And this is kind of a cool system. It doesn't have all the structure, doesn't have accounts packages and so forth that the template has. What it has basically is just a form. And a form that has lots of different kinds of fields. You can see, there's a multi-select field, radio buttons, most of all a date field, most of the field types that you probably want for your final project and for most common web apps, all kind of put together in one place with code that does nothing but really form manipulation. And so I think this system will be of great value to you in future. And so I have an exercise that requires you to fiddle around and add basically a new field to this form. And I'm hoping that that will help you get a little more comfortable with that application. The third application you're going to look at this week, again, at a somewhat superficial level, but it's going to get you acquainted with it, is called Folios. Folios is a fairly complicated application. This is an application that I built to kind of show you what a final project might look like. Your project should be a little better than this, but it does implement some of the design patterns that you'll quite often run into as you do your final project. And I wanted to provide some code that helps you see how to accomplish these kinds of things. So Folios does that, and it's a little bit bigger than these other systems, but still not that big, really. And then finally, there's an exercise which will require you to go into the Folios system and add a new page called "I'm Feeling Lucky," and hopefully that will help you feel comfortable with this system as you go into your final project. So again, with Folios, you can see we've got another 60 minutes or so of screencasts. So a lot of this week is really about watching screencasts and then doing sample exercises on each of these applications so you kind of get your hands dirty. There's some other reference materials here. These are pretty good chapters from the Meteor guide that I think might be useful. This is the reference on the uniforms package, which is how you'll create your forms. And then we've got this Chrome Developer Tool plugin for Meteor, which is quite useful. So anyway, this is This is, I think, going to be an interesting week for you. Not super hard, but will require a lot of hours. I will say that you will spend some time to kind of plug through this. But I'm hoping by the end of this week, you're going to start to, again, feel a little. You'll have dipped your toes um, a little bit more deeply into Meteor, and will start to feel a little more comfortable.